What's going on, Mutha Truckers? Welcome to Trucker News. We have a great episode for you today. We have George here. Gave me an email. I thought it was awesome because my guy Miguel says, he left me a voice message and said, "You really got to talk to this guy. He's there's some things that he would like to tell all the truck drivers out there, and how basically when it comes to the non-domicile CDL." How it shouldn't be a one box fits all. Well, social media is a platform, and I'm not here for people to like me. I'm here for the information to share with people and to be not biased. So, the first statement, as Alex, my mother trucker himself, I would say this is if you are an American citizen and you cannot speak English and communicate well enough to talk to law enforcement, you should not be driving a truck. Take the floor and tell the truck drivers that watch Mother Trucker News why the non-domicile CDL shouldn't be a one box fit all and just completely be taken away.
Yeah. First of all, I'd like to thank you for giving me the opportunity. A lot of people said you wouldn't do it, and we had people, and I emailed you. We had people email you. The reason for it is because for the longest, I was trying. I've been reading the comments on the videos you made that has me in it. Not me, but the topic. I've been reading the videos that have the topic on it and the comments, and it's just like I was trying to go one by one, but that was going to take all day. And believe it or not, I feel that no matter, even after making this video, people just have their mind already set, even after hearing the facts. But I just wanted to do this video to put the word out there, right? First of all, I want to be clear. In no way are we defending or justifying the people that caused those accidents. They should be punished. They did the wrong and they should be punished. But what's not fair to me is the way that they're going about the whole situation. Now, the main, obviously, you guys talked about the lawsuit in your previous, with Alex, the other guy. So I'm not really going to get into that because he pretty much said everything that had to be said about the lawsuit. I want to go more towards the part where why are we being, when I say we, I mean DACA people, some TPS people, why are we included in this crossfire when obviously we speak perfect English? Now, if the big issue is safety, safety is the big issue, and they're when I say them, it's like the government's making this news articles. They're making these news articles about when an American citizen, right, sees the news of a we're taking this license from a non-domicile CDA foreigners. In their head, they're picturing people that just got here like 2 years ago that speak no English and they're behind the roads. So what happens when people hear that news? Yeah, we're taking the licenses away from all non-domicile CDL holders, all these foreigners that are causing these accidents that are a threat to the roads. In a typical American, household, they're like, yeah, that's a good idea. But I don't think the media doesn't say deep inside the definition of a non-domicile. We're included in there, and we've been here. We didn't get here 2 years ago. I've been here again since I was two. Let's say I've been here over 30 years. I went to school here. I graduated from high school here. I was raised here. This is my country. The only difference between an American citizen and me is that I'm not born here and I don't have a paperwork that says that I'm a citizen. Other than that, I went to school. I can tell you right now the Pledge of Allegiance of the United States, and I don't know the one in Mexico. I can tell you right now in the English part and Spanish, I speak perfect Spanish, but perfect English. But what I'm saying is, it's just not fair to include us in it. It's just not sorry. It's just not fair to include us in it. And basically, it's like I just want to come out here and say that I'm just I love this country. This country has given so much to me, and I'm grateful for the country. And I'm dude. I put it this way. I watch videos of people reacting to when they receive their residency card. The feeling that I get watching that's going to be me one day. But the fact that we're being told that we're a danger to that's the main thing, right? The danger concerns, it's just that's not fair because we speak perfect English and we go through the background checks. We didn't pay for our driver's license. We went to trucking school. We've done the right thing, and now we're being caught in this crossfire, and that's the reason I wanted to come out here and spread the word. And also to have DACA, you had to at least go to school or graduate from high school or have a GED. or go to college. So it's not like they just gave us DACA. We had to qualify. You have to have a clean
Ooh,
record. You have to have your fingerprints taken every 2 years, and then you have to stay out of trouble. If you drink and drive, you go to jail for 1 night, and that's it. It's on your record. If I drink and drive, I go to jail for 1 night. They might call immigration. If they don't call immigration, when I renew again, whenever I renew and I do my fingerprints, that DUI would come out and I would get denied. But pretty much, I just want to get out here and say we are not a threat. We want to be an American. We've been doing it the right way. We want to give me the opportunity to apply, and I'll apply it. I have 3.5 years more to go, and we'll make it happen. But in the meantime, they're taking our CDLs, and I don't know what else we have to do to prove that we're not a threat. Send me a test and I'll take it. So I think it comes down to don't blame the driver, blame the system. For example, this is when I say blame the system. There's a lot of third party testers, right? If I own a trucking school and I want high ratings and I'm also part of the testing, I'm going to pass a whole bunch of people that may not be qualified because I want to have, oh yeah, the success rate of my school is so high, everybody passes. Why do they have third party testers? That's the bigger issue. Another problem is if, for example, if English, they want us to speak perfect English or sufficient English. Why are they doing tests in other languages? Who's paying the consequences? Yeah, we're paying the consequences. Another thing is that I see a lot of people comment, well, they're taking advantage of the system. I pay taxes every year, but I don't get benefits. I don't get healthcare, and I'm not here fighting for it. I'm not here fighting for the benefits. I've been living with that my whole life. I'm just asking for the opportunity to continue to work and provide for my family as I have without bothering nobody. We're not asking.
right,
We're not asking for nothing to be done at all because let's agree. There's stuff going on that shouldn't be going on. But again, I feel like there's different layers to this. They say that the safety is a problem, but then they start talking about the cheap rates. Well, rates are about to be good, bro. There's more going on. Then don't blame the immigrants for that. For example, the brokers. There's a load, for example, posted for 2,200 on Monday, and I put an offer for 35, right? And then come Friday, I get it for 35. Where's the gap? That big gap. They had the money the whole time. Now another thing is a lot of people came into trucking when the big boom after COVID, when you were getting paid $5 a mile, you were making bank, dude. A lot of people came into the country and to a lot of people came into the industry when that time happened, and they paid for these overpriced trucks, these overpriced trailers, and they were new to the game. They expected that they were going to make that money all the time. That was just a big, after COVID when they opened up, dude, that we made so much money. People, hey, you tell your friends, hey, join trucking, dude, we're making money. So they go and they join trucking. Oh, it's $100,000 truck. It's only worth 50. Yeah, but you'll make it back. They buy these trucks, and right now they're stuck with that payment, and they're gonna take cheap rate. You know why? Because they have to make that payment. Cool. All right. So going back, so the main thing is the safety part, right? If the main thing is the English part, I mean, I feel like they should. It's not fair to just take our license away. Why not just give us a test? Give us a test and we'll pass it. And that's the thing that people, the insufficient English, we speak perfect English. Now, I can't speak for everybody, right? I'm speaking for myself and to the people that I've talked to. They speak perfect English, and is it fair to just take their licenses away? If the main issue is the English improficient, that's another thing. There's one thing called the EOP, and the other thing is the new rule. Now, the EOP, basically, the EOP is saying that we have to know English. The new rule, it's a whole different thing. And that's why people say, well, this rule has always been there. No, this rule is brand new. The EOP has always been there, but that's a whole separate thing. It's not our fault that they're not enforcing them at the ports. It's not our fault that they're not giving the test. We spoke about this earlier. I have never gotten that test. Is it why? Because the minute that I'm talking, they just don't find it that they should do it, or how do they go about it? And it's not our fault that they're offering these. The issue is why they're offering the test in other languages. If it's so much all English, only English, why that I think that's the front line. If there's a test available in other languages, then shouldn't we start there? But what I'm getting at is I have no problem proving that I am not a danger. I have no problem going by the laws. The difference between an American citizen driver and people like me is that we get fingerprinted every 2 years. Every 2 years, we get our fingerprints taken, and they take our background check. And pretty much, it is not fair to say that we're a threat to this country when basically we get our fingerprints taken every 2 years and we do a background check. I just don't know how that's possible to say that we're a danger to the people. Um, the other one is the expiration date. My CDL expires the same day as my work permit. Now, whether there's other states that are doing it otherwise, I mean, obviously that's what they're saying they're doing it. But again, in general, that sounds to me like all this is a problem with the system. If the is it the driver's fault? Who sets the expiration date? Is it the driver's fault that they don't do these tests? It's not the driver's fault. We are compliant by what the law. DACA recipients have always been through hurdles. We've always went through hurdles where we're living on a subscription. When I say that is it could be canceled at any minute and we have to keep paying it to renew it. And we'll keep doing that. I'm not complaining about it, to be clear. But to include us in something like that just doesn't seem fair, and that's the reason I decided to sue. Because it's not only about truckers, it's about bus drivers, it's about people that are driving mixed trucks. And I was brought here when I was a kid, and to answer the question that I see people ask a lot: if you've been here for so long, why didn't you just become a citizen? Just using common sense. If I'm saying that I'm doing this every 2 years, well, don't you think? Don't you think that if there was a chance for me to do it once and not do it again, I wouldn't do it? For DACA people, there is no pathway to citizenship. The only pathway is there's three options. First option is you marry a U.S. citizen. I got married to my wife. We've been together for 20 years, and we're high school sweethearts. I started dating her when she was 15. I was 16. At that time, do you think people are gonna ask, "Hey, what's up? You got papers?" No, right? Like, I didn't know it was gonna last that long. So I'm here now. I'm not gonna bitch about it, right? All right. The other option is you have to go through a work your job to sponsor you. But in order for your job to sponsor you, they have to prove it's a whole process. They have to prove that they cannot find somebody in the U.S. that they have to hire you. That's a whole system. And the third option. The third option that I have is basically when my daughter turns 21. When my daughter turns 21, I will pretty much she will petition me, and then we'll become not even citizens. We'll become a resident. We'll become a resident, and then after 5 or 6 years, you take a test. You take a test to become a citizen. So it's a process, and I'm just waiting in line, and that's the reason.